Getting everyone on the same page also involves inviting constructive criticism and collective problem solving, the topic of our next indicator. The principal offers frequent opportunities for staff and parents to voice constructive critique of the school's progress and suggestions for improvement. Let's roll the action. First, we'll start with a couple of principals sharing how they utilize surveys as one way for staff and parents in particular to voice critique and offer suggestions.
Well, we definitely send a survey home. So we sent a survey home like in, I'll say in March, because I don't want to send it home right off the bat because you've not given our school a chance. Parents can be very critical, and some of them come back. We look at them, with a fine-tooth comb. We just have a chance to talk all the time. Parents know that they can come to this school and just either talk to the teacher or they talk to me and they tell me what their problems are. So we have a good communicating factor, and a good example of that is I had knee surgery and I was out in October, but I have cards that I give out with my home number on it because I want to be accessible to my parents. I had 2 parents to call me to say, Ms. Humphrey, I'm upset. So after we did a few changes, I got a second phone call in December. Ms. Humphrey, I'm happy. My child is happy. He loves to go into that classroom. Whatever you did, thank you.
Surveys are probably the most prominent way that we've done that. And today we're reflecting on that it's probably time to look at that again and follow up with another survey. But we're doing an iSpin survey that we've done before. We do an anti-bullying survey, being more focused about that particular issue in our school. In the state of Iowa, we have a school survey that's available to us as well that we use to gather that information. One idea that we've had that we haven't moved forward on that I think we will is just trying to have some one-on-one conversations with parents, kind of the coffee talk kind of idea. I don't think we were probably attracted to that initially because thinking that just talking to 1 or 2 people at a time isn't an effective way to get a lot of input. But I think we're learning that a lot of parents have the same ideas and same concerns, and so as many of those conversations as we can have will probably be a pretty good barometer for us of what the total population in our building is thinking. But what I like about that, it's more personal, it builds relationships, and so that's an idea we're going to be investigating.
Let's continue rolling with a few schools that have taken the leap into the one-on-one coffee talk opportunities. First, we'll hear from a parent about her school's use of a parent resource room, which blossomed into the principal's coffee hour, and then we'll hear from 2 other schools, staff and principals.
One of the nice things Josh and I see, both in the mornings when we're here and parents drop in, or before school sing when we have a bigger crowd of parents in here, as well as at the parent-teacher organization meetings, is we start talking about things on the agenda, which is really nice and important. But then one parent might have something on their mind. Their daughter is going through something in the classroom, and they feel comfortable enough. We've had this happen a lot of times. They feel comfortable enough to bring that up. And not necessarily that they want anything solved or they're trying to stir up something, but I think it's a nice, just having parents be able to come to this nice neutral place and talk about things that might be bothering them or concerns they have or joys they have within their child's education. And I think it just is a place for them to express that as well as maybe get some feedback on it. And because that's happened in mornings when Josh and I are here, or at these PTO meetings, that's what kind of sparked the idea to get Jen to come in for informal coffee chats, which she's just started. And it's really nice because I think the parents get to have a little chat with her, an informal chat, and maybe make a connection with her. So later on, if there is a problem, that they can feel comfortable enough to meet with her or come in here during coffee hour and talk with her about certain things. I think it's very empowering too for parents to be with one another and realize that we're all going through this together. We're all parents. We all have, even though our kids are so unique from one another, we all, struggle with the same things, whether they're little or big, within rearing our children. And I think it's really nice to be able to play off one another and have each other's support.
Through, looking at our indicators and where we needed to, areas that needed work on, the administration has also begun a coffee shop every week or once a month, where they will get together, parents and administrators only, and they can access that area as well. It's just a space where they can go, which is inviting to the parents, and I think they provide coffee and donuts just to get together and talk about any of school-related issues that are taking place that parents would just like to, kind of informally get answers to. So.
And it's just a time when parents, it's not a PTA meeting where we have an agenda and we have to do things, or it's not
It's
one of
much
my
less
building the bridge.
formal. It's nice. There's coffee.
Donuts. I don't drink coffee or eat donuts, but I'm still there drinking water. And it's just, people bring up different issues. It's just a laid back kind of, almost like a town meeting setting, but where you can talk. And I always use it if I have some important things I want to go over, I'll talk about that. And then it just leads to discussion between everybody there, but everybody is laid back, like I said, drinking coffee, eating a donut, and we're just talking about real life issues in an hour.
You find out a lot of what's going on in the school and in the district when you come to a principal's coffee hour, because it's more of a discussion, less formal than a PTA meeting, and the entire time is taken up with talking to Mr. D, instead of other items on an agenda. It's really nice time, very relaxed, and you meet to other parents, and it's just a great time to get the scoop.
From surveys to phone calls to informal coffee talks, opening the door to parents for collective problem solving is a vital role of the effective principal. What ideas did these clips spark for you? Aside from maintaining an open door policy, which is critical in effective leadership, how do you intentionally welcome constructive critique from your staff? The following clip touches on some ways that a high school principal utilizes the role of the leadership team as one way to welcome his staff's input.
We have what's called prime time, which we have once a week. It's on Thursdays from 8 to 9 a.m. The students don't arrive until 9, so for that hour we have an opportunity to meet both as a staff and then also in department meetings. So obviously first we will take what we have to our departments, and so we can share it with our departments. There have also been times during prime time where we have an opportunity to share with the entire staff, tell them what the school improvement team has done, what we did in our meetings, what we're working on, and what we're trying to accomplish with it. It's always difficult to try to reach, we're talking about 60 staff members, it's always difficult to try to, one, get your message out, heard correctly, and of course address any concerns or questions that come up. But communication and transparency has always been one of the cornerstones to this program, because just because there are 6 of us on the school improvement team, we get input from everyone, we get feedback from everyone, and we try to apply that feedback and make sure that everyone's voice is heard in helping shape our school.
Various times we will have roundtable meetings where we will break the teachers into small groups, not necessarily by department, but a mixed combination of the different departments, and each one of us, sometimes with an administrator, sometimes without, will lead a roundtable discussion to talk with the teachers about, here's what we've been doing, here's what we've been working on, these are some of our ideas, what do you think about that? We gather that information from the teachers and then share it with Mr. Bowles, and then once we have our next leadership team meeting, we discuss what the feedback was from all the departments to see what similar comments they had, that the groups had, what different comments, some maybe new ideas were brought up that we hadn't thought of. Because I feel that gives the other teachers who perhaps are not on the leadership team, gives them the opportunity to have input to the process and feel like their opinion is valued, and then it's not a top-down approach, this is what we're going to do whether you like it or not, that they have some say in the process.
Another thing I think the leadership team has done a very nice job is listening to our teachers. You know, what are your concerns? What are your suggestions? And we've incorporated that into agenda topics, into school improvement ideas, because I think one thing that teachers, they don't mind doing the extra work if they see the end result, and also if they see ownership in it. So we've tried to incorporate those two aspects into it as well.
We've seen some of the ways the principal gets everyone on the same page and provides opportunities for them to contribute to the shared goal of improved teaching and learning. Reaching the goal means meeting the objectives for exemplary and effective professional practice. To that end, the bulk of the principal's role is focused on creating a culture that is instructionally focused. Safe schools, well-managed schools, community-engaged schools, they are all instructionally grounded schools. That concludes part 1. We'll see you in part 2, Principal as the Focus Keeper.